The emotional core of this episode rests on Kazuo, the civilian of the week. He's evidently a social recluse who dabbles in radio frequency engineering as a hobby, and in the process, he picks up a signal from an alien. Kazuo develops a correspondence with the distant denizen on the other end, Fio. It's a good, wholesome relationship. Fio's not planning an alien invasion on the other end or anything. It's just the signals drawing in Noisler, a kaiju that absorbs radio and sound frequencies. So while this relationship is a positive thing for the both of them, for the sake of Hoshimoto City, it needs to stop. It's a great emotional conflict on paper, it's just that it's really disconnected from the other happenings in the episode. Outside of the relationship being the cause for the kaiju problem, it doesn't actually factor into it. Kazuo kind of tunes Skip out, even though the prior 9 episodes have established them as a very trusted voice in the community. People not only trust Skip's judgment, they'll even go to Skip for problems. We learn that Yuma and Kazuo were once classmates, and that connection could have been a setup for Yuma to maybe talk Kazuo into a decision, but it doesn't play out that way. Yuma and Kazuo weren't particularly close, and once Noisler shows up, Yuma can't even stick around long because his responsibility as Ultraman arc supersedes this. I would have written this episode off as this pair of weirdly mashed together plots if it weren't for the last scene, which sort of thematically frames it all together. Kazuo opens up to Yuma, talking about how Fio feels so very real to him, even though Fio's functionally just a voice from light years away. Even we, the audience, don't get to see her. She's a character made entirely of dialogue. In spite of that, for Kazuo, who has formed this emotional connection, Fio is more real than the kaiju rampaging outside of his apartment. Noisler's unique power set even plays into this. Kazuo is in a figurative echo chamber, but the way Noisler absorbs sound makes the echo chamber a literal one. Thus, the disconnect between the happenings inside and outside of Kazuo's apartment becomes reflective of Kazuo's headspace. How freaking cool is that? While this is obviously the standout of the episode for me, the other stuff is also really good. I love the moment where the Skip crew is brainstorming and it just cuts to Ark listening in on the conversation. I think I have a new favorite episode. Like, comment, subscribe.